Welcome to Anakin Plays Railway Empire. Alright, hi, this is Anakin and welcome to our first look at the Southern Honshu Twisted Paths scenario from the Japan DLC. So let's go over to Japan. We've played the Northern, let's go to the Southern Twisted Paths. Much has changed in the land of the rising sun since the years of the first railways, and Japan has turned to progress in an unparalleled display of strength. Sorry, I'm pausing because I don't know what that means. However, upheaval is once again looming on the horizon. Private railways have prioritized profit over everything else, and the accomplishments of recent years are beginning to fade. It is time for... It is time... Yeah, that's right. Is it time for another change? Okay, medium. I was apologizing for saying another, but that was correct. Medium, 1900 to 1920. Very little starting money. We start in Miyoshi, which is here. Pardon me. We have 3 competitors. That's a big deal because if you look at this, it looks like we're going to be crammed on top of each other. Very hard competitors. Territories are on, so we're going to have to earn and or buy our way out into these other regions. Travelers is on. That's the new functionality that lets you look at your passenger lines and change prices and see what's impacting the passenger happiness and all that good stuff.
Isn't my uniform fabulous? I designed it myself.
Now, we played as
the
gangster in Northern Honshu. We could do the gangster again. It worked out fine with him, but I think I'd like to do Roger because I like Roger.
Everything up and dedicate.
So we're going to have.
How about
we can buy towns without an auction, and factories are half price, which is excellent. And the reason I think he'll be good here is because if this one is like Northern, we'll have a lot of small towns with some business opportunities. So let's see what we got here.
Welcome back to Japan. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Inoue Masaru. I am pleased that you want to put yourself back in the service of our nation. The past few years have seen some undesirable changes, but let us see if we can find our way back to old virtues.
Okay, while he talked, I started deleting. I do not like to inherit other people's messes. I like to make my own. Okay, let's take a quick look around. We go to territories. We have this Chugoku with 9 cities, 24 businesses out there in the country, and no people, very small people. And we have, let's look at the track construction so we can see the businesses. And, I think we hit the jackpot with Roger because there's no businesses, nothing. There's one sake in Kure and nothing else. There's no businesses in our map. Now, good news is Roger will be a good candidate because we can plop down half-price businesses all over the place. Bad news is we don't have any stock. There's no buildup. They usually spot you. One of the ways you can get off to a fast start in this game is there's usually a stockpile of export goods in all the cities that have businesses. So you go go do your beer meat lines, and you got beer going one way, meat going back the other way, and you make some really good money right off the bat, and it helps you get started. Well, here we got this. That's it. We got the sake. That's it. Let's look at the rest of the map. Okay, over here we got Kinky. Who is Kinky? Sorry, man. I think I threw up in my mouth there. But that's Don Lorenzo. Okay. And it looks like we got a nice land connection to Don Lorenzo. Now we go over here to this next territory. This is Shikoku. And it looks like it's an island. So there are some bridges in our future, I suspect. And it is a smallish one. I forgot to look at this. Yeah, Don Lorenzo actually has a little better than us. He's got more cities, more rural businesses and bigger starting pop. So he's off to a good start. This Shikoku, who's in that one? The lady. And her territory sucks a little bit. It's smaller. It's okay. You could do well there, but it's smaller. But we did draw I think probably the two toughest competitors, Don Lorenzo and Lady. Seems to work out that way. I'm not sure that's totally true, but just my impression. Then Kyushu, who's this? This is Doc. So Doc's down here in Kyushu, which again is an island, but it is very close to us up here in our town of Shimonoseki. So we can get across right there, I suspect, pretty easily. All right, so that's looking ahead, and I'm going to confirm that we can't actually, yeah, we are blocked off from them. They are blocked off from us as far as buying and selling stock. And that probably means that any bids out here are going to be uncontested as well in our territory. So if we want to, and of course with Roger, we could buy factories anyway. But with Roger, we could also maybe buy some good rural stations and, not have a contest for that. But I don't think we're going to go there. All right, so let's get going. We've got to what do we got to do? We've got to connect 5 rural stations, deploy 8 trains, will not be hard, and move a bunch of sake to towns. And notice it says towns, so I don't think we can just throw a warehouse out here and move them. All right, so what are we going to do about this? Our biggest challenge, again, all these empty cities. They're not going to have any goods to ship. That's going to really suck. I think what we'll do to address that is use our full train strategy, which is the pass-through rural station. We have to connect to 5 rural stations right away. And what else was it? 8 trains, no problem. Move that sake. So I think what I'd like to do, and we're going to use, you guys, some of you won't like this, but we're going to use small train stations. So that we can, because one thing we want to do is prepare for when we open up to the competition. We want to block them out of our territory. So we want to have 2 train stations in every city so that our enemy, if you will, is not going to bother us. So let's come out of Kure. Sorry. First we need one in Miyoshi, our capital, our hometown. Then we can put one in Kure, like so. We're going to put a small station here at that rice. And now that we have a station established, I'm actually going to put a second station in here if it'll let me. I don't think it will. Oh, it will. Good. Now we're going to buy that sake. Okay, no auction. Good deal. Now, why did I put that small station in there? Because I wanted that sake out of the way. I didn't want it to end up being in the middle somewhere, which would mess up putting a second station in later. But we don't need that station just yet, so we'll dump it. Okay, so I wanted that out there. So put the stations down, buy that, take one station out. Now we've got some space in here. And we are going to run a line to that rice. And we're going to double track back. All right, now, because there's sake down here, I'm going to go ahead and set up a couple of trains to run from here to here. We'll call them freight only. Give one a security guard. Run another one. Okay. I have no idea what happened, but I lost the narration for this part. It's a shame. It was just brilliant. It was just absolutely, it would make you cry. It was so good. But I'll do the best I can to recreate. What we're doing here, we set up the line. We've got a couple of rice running down there to the sake in Kure. Now we're double tracking the rest of this. And this will be different for you. If you haven't watched any of my South America stuff, this is going to be very different for you. We're setting up a pass-through rural station. So we're going to run city to rice to city to rice. And the idea is we'll run automatic lines. And the idea is that we're trying to have full trains to get away from that problem of the cities that don't have any goods to ship. So we're going to run our lines through some good that the two cities can use, in this case the rice. So a train will leave Kure, it'll take any passenger's mail or, in this case, sake that it has, that it can go to Miyoshi, and then it'll stop at that rice in the middle, and if it's got any room, it will grab some rice, fill up with rice, and take it on down there for Miyoshi. Dump it off. Then it'll repeat the process. It'll go to Miyoshi, load up with passenger's mail and any goods that Miyoshi has right now. That would be nothing, but that's about to change. And then it'll go back. It'll stop at the rice in the middle, and it'll move on from there and go down and dump all that in Kure. And before that, we ran, of course, 2 trains that were dedicated to just taking rice to Kure because of the sake down there. And if you notice, did not set them to run full. I don't want them sitting in there holding up traffic in that station, because that is now a pass-through station, the one with the rice. Now we're doing the same thing again. We're getting ready to run one through the soybeans down there, or up there to the north of Miyoshi. So we're going to double track up to the soybeans, and that's what we're doing right now. My mouse slipped, and I accidentally put the directional signals the wrong way, so started over. Did the exact same thing, failed to anchor it to the line, anchored it next to the line. So now we'll double track again, and hopefully this time I'll do a better job of putting signals in. All right, already improved. There we go, you can do it. Attaboy. All right, so now we've got a line running from the soybeans to the to Miyoshi. Now what we're going to do is take advantage of Roger. We can put in a soy sauce factory for only 50 grand. He gets half price. They're not expensive to start with, and he gets them half price. So since we've got that, we're going to dedicate a couple of trains to go down here and take the soybeans to the soy sauce factory. So now we've got a couple of trains, and put the special car on it so they get a freight bonus. And when I did that, I realized, hey, I could have done that same thing with the 2 rice cars. I could have put the refrigerator car on that
Years ago,
and made more money on those trips.
With the understanding that its
Now
duty must rest
that
on
message
3
is we got the
pillars:
super easy one, the
economic
8
growth,
trains. So we've got
the
8
defense of
trains
our
running
country,
now.
and ultimately profit.
And
After the successful early
sorry.
years,
Let me
after
let
the
him
private
talk.
sector got access to the railway business, the 3 foundations have been forgotten, and only the money is of interest now.
Okay, so now we're going to keep that going. Remember, the idea is city to city lines with a station in between. So we've got that. Soybeans are used by everybody right off the bat. So even this little town of Matsui can take soybeans. So we can set up a line that goes, just like the first one, it goes Miyoshi, soybeans, Matsui, soybeans, and it'll do the same process. Pick up everything in the city that's needed in the other city, top off with more soybeans on the way, drop it all off, and do the same thing on the reverse. And the whole point of this, again, is to have full trains. We're making up for the fact that we can't get full trains of passengers and mail because the cities are too small. We can't get full trains of goods because there are no goods being manufactured anywhere. So we're going to cause all of our trains to run full or very near full almost every time because of this process we're doing, this technique we're using. And I'm sure right here I was just saying something absolutely brilliant. Oh, I know what it was. You see there's a little delay there? You think that's awful? Oh, these trains are waiting on each other. Nah, this runs, I've done this a lot of times, and it runs beautifully, and they might wait occasionally, but once they get flowing and in a rhythm, there's very little delay, and even if there is some delay, so what? So now we're going to do it again. Here's number 3. We're going to go pick up Octopus between Totori and Matsui. So we need small stations in each one. Remember, we're trying to get 2 stations in every city so we can block out our competition. You can only have a grand total of 2 stations in any city. So we can really cut back on our opponent's ability to grow if we can just dominate the cities and basically block them out. So here we're connecting one side of it to go to the Octopus, and then we'll, of course, double track it and go on from there. Now, I can't think of much more to say, so I'm going to fast forward this a little bit until it gets back to the part where my narration is still there. Don't know what. I think I accidentally silenced a whole piece of that narration. Oh, well. So now we want to set up another one. Let's go down here, use this newfound wealth we have, put a station here and a station in Fukuyama. And connect it up the other way. Get that conductor. Double track our line. Run an automatic line like so. Copy that train. Okay. So where are we now? We got 4 out of 5. We need to find one more good one. That wood is very tempting to me. I would also like to run from Kure to Hiroshima. I can't there's no real convenient good to pick up, but it's got be a good place to send some more sake, which we have to do. But I really want to get that fifth one. So let's run one. Let's put in, well, we don't need a station. We need to expand this station. And we need to expand probably, it doesn't matter, this one, I guess. And we're going to delete part of this track. And then hook this into that platform. Then we're going to put a station up here picking up wood.
In the early years, almost all locomotives were imported. But today, some of the most modern and powerful locomotives in the world are built here in Japan. Unfortunately, private companies prefer to maximize their profits and use far too few locomotives.
Okay, going to come out of here. Like so. And I think we got new orders, so, so I will certainly look, but I want to get this done. Well, here, let's look while we're waiting on money. Oh, no, we're waiting on the sake. That's right. Really want to get this line. That would kind of finish that sake off, I think. Set our signals. We'll put a supply tower on this side first. I'm looking ahead a little bit here. I'll explain it later. Okay. I'm going to set up a line from here to here to here to here. Get a couple of trains on that. Okay, I really want this line down here. So we need a small train station in Hiroshima. And we need to expand this station and run a line into Hiroshima. what we have? Wasn't there? Let's hire these two people. I kind of want that inventor before I hit this, but it's not a big deal. Okay, and make more money on freight, get better applicants, have more passengers, that's good. Hire an engineer.
Often, only the really profitable routes.
Okay, there we go. We got it. We're still on track. Good deal.
Most importance that you get the trade of goods going again. For years, there have been plans to bring the railways back under state control. If you are successful with your tasks here, that should get the ball rolling.
Okay, we got...
A little mobility is good for people, as it is said that traveling broadens one's horizon.
Okay, just congratulating us for this. We already have 10 active trains making good money because that's our whole strategy. This is going to be a challenge, to put it mildly, and we've got to keep growing the area. Okay, so let's get some double track going right here. And get a supply tower going. Let's do an automatic line between these two cities. Okay. And now I think we just keep doing what we're doing. See, we're getting some growth here. We're getting some growth here. Getting some growth here. Some of these real small cities, we can just keep, kind of convert them from villages to towns. And that should get us where we need to go. So why don't we just, that T isn't a great one. I think I'd rather have that T with a bigger city like this. I think Miyoshi's going to grow. It's got a lot of stuff coming into it. It's got the potential to grow. Then again, we could run T in like that too. Tough call, tough call. Okay, here's two good ones down here. There's plums and there's soybeans. And we could run a line Hiroshima like this. Oh, for passengers, we could also run one to this little dude, because this will take passengers. Why don't we do that? It's not going to make much money because it's going to be a short one here, but I'm going to expand this station, and then we're going to see if we can put a station here. I should have checked that first, shouldn't I? Small station won't grab it. Will a train station? Yeah. See, a train station, I think, will grab it like that. But we need 100,000. I think that's worthwhile, given the fact that we have to haul all these passengers. Let's go train station like this. I think what we'll do is just put one track like that. It's only 10 miles. We'll put in, this guy here can go. And let's slow down and find him a good line. He should be on one of our kind of, let's see, this one here. one of those soybean lines. Okay, now now we can put in a supply tower, and we can run a passenger or mail line between here and here. And we can even use the special cars for it. Oh, you know what? We don't even need, there's not going to be mail. Not that it's going to matter, but we can run one simple line here to carry passengers out to this shrine. There were 16 of them. Okay, now the other thing we can do is we've got new functionality. So we can look at our functionality here. You know what? It's not, it's only recognizing that one passenger or mail line as a passenger or mail line. And the price, what I wanted to do is lower the price and raise the popularity, which will get us more people coming. So we'll do it on that one. We may have to, no, I want to keep doing what we're doing. And we'll try to get more passengers by getting more growth. So, I don't want to run to the shrine. I want to go to Hiroshima, put in a small train station like this, put one on these plums, maybe down here, and put one in Yamaguchi like that. Oh, need money. Like this. Then we're going to run a line to the plums. Market crier. We want that market crier. There we go. Market crier. Get us more passengers. Thank you. Tell you what, there's some shorter, cheaper lines that we could run first and get our economy bumped up a little bit more. So I'm going to take these out. Even that one. We're going to go over here. We're going to run through this T. We're going to run, I think we're going to run a somewhat silly line up to the plums and down to these. Does he need plums? They don't. They don't take plums till 55,000. Crap. These cities are too small. All right, well, we're just going to grab passengers then. Small train station. We'll come back later if it's appropriate and start picking up the goods. Passenger mail line here to here. Yeah. Add a locomotive. put in the special cars and give them a conductor and slow down. And now we want to take a look at this line. What do people think of it? Well, I want to look at, oh yeah, here. It's neutral right now. Definitely going to run another train, but maybe it needs to run to figure out a rating, so we'll give it a minute. Passenger. There's passengers right here. Let's work out to that. Increases passengers by 8%. That would be very helpful. Oh, good. We've got Okayama growing. Not sure why. Now let's see if we can get a rating on this guy. Yeah, they like the travel. They like the travel time. So I don't think we necessarily need more trains as much as we need to. Let's just drop the price way down, make it very popular, maximize the passengers we get. And okay, pause. Okay, we've got Saki here. There's, oh boy. Let's, we're going to wear this idea out. Okay. Small train station. Put it here. Put one there. Drag a line. Give it supply. So first thing we want to do is run crap. We want to set up a line from here to here. Just kind of dedicated. Have one train. He can have a refrigerator car. Very short line, so that should do it. And we'll get more coming after we do what we're about to do, which is put in a small train station here. And run a line. You know what I think I want to do? We're going to put a small train station on this rice right here, which both cities can use. And we're going to run a line, goes from here to here. And double track that back. Okay. Put a supply tower on it. And then we're going to connect this station to this station. Oh, here we go. That was an easy fix. Okay. Yeah, we're going to connect those two. And double track this section in between. Ah, crap. Okay. Then we're going to build a bypass around the rice. And a bypass around the rice on the other side. Not my prettiest work, but it'll do. Okay, and signals. Okay, and then we want the same kind of a deal here. We want to bypass there, and we want to bypass that. Okay. All right, now we want to run a train that goes from here to the rice, to here, to the rice. Run a couple of those, and then we'll run one that goes from here to this, to here, to this. Run a couple of those. How we looking? We're getting decent on the passengers. Seem to be growing. Figures. Connection bonus for the T. I think I'd like to run a T line from Miyoshi to Okayama. That would be nice. So what I think we'll do here is we're going to hit delete. We're going to expand this station. Bring this in here. And then we want to use the second line right here to come out. Go down here toward this T. Need a small train station here. Like that. That'll almost, we'll get half that track paid for free. Oh, a professor. We'll take the professor because I'd like to have some money right now. Okay, we get our bonus, which will pay for running it back the other way. Okay, and then we want to hook into this station right here. Market crier, absolutely. Comfort, get us more passengers. How are we doing? So-so. Looking pretty good, I think, though. Okay. Let's see. Need a supply tower on this line. And let's do a line that goes here, 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 here. One. Well, at least a couple trains on that. And this first train should stop in there and load up with tea. Attaboy. Good boy. All right. Okay, replace our trains again. It's starting to get expensive. We'll move to repairs here. You see our money's racking up a little faster now. We're starting to get a decent footprint. And we're making progress on both of our goals. I think I already spied on her once, but we'll do it again. Weaving factory, do that what you really want. And they put in noodles, which was a bad choice. A good choice would have been a sawmill, wouldn't it? All right, we can buy this bad. No, I don't want that. I want this. Ooh, that's expensive. Well, another way to look at it is, well, there's noodles, and Miyoshi needs noodles. So, what if we were to do this? Expand this. Okay, first thing is let's run a couple of trains that just go kind of dedicated rice. Oops. There. Now let's go ahead and hook this in. Well, you know what? That's all we need to do. We've already got a line going this way that can bring noodles up here. We don't really need that line. And we already have rice coming into Miyoshi, we would hope. Yeah, they have plenty of rice, so we don't really need a redundant line there. What we might want to contemplate is another. How busy is this track? It's okay.
Your trains not only enliven the region, they also generate
Oh,
a
check
profit.
it out!
This
Nice.
is important, so that the railway can grow on its own.
We've already got our
It does not become
passengers.
a
We're
millstone
growing.
around the state's neck.
Looking pretty good here. Pretty good. This crazy design is working. Who'd have thunk it? All right. How busy is that? That track is not busy. I'm thinking, does Miyoshi need chicken? From 70,000. How big are they? 56. No, they don't need chicken. What they need is some business that works right there. So they've got fabric. If they had a sawmill instead of fabric, then we could run a couple of dedicated wood trains down there, and they would be in business. So why don't we do that? Why don't we be Roger? Why don't we buy this? Why don't we knock it down and put in a sawmill over here? And then let's get a couple more trains just to be sure. We'll get line here to here. Freight. One, two. And we'll need to put a supply tower on this side of the road. Okay. So now that should really help them keep growing. That soy sauce factory. And we got a lot to export. We need some more people to buy our soy sauce. Fukuyama would love soy sauce. So we'll put expand that station. Go over here. Okay. How busy are you? 52%. That's not very busy. This track certainly isn't busy. We can run our track keep it a little bit less track building. Let's just run up here and connect into this line. Get rid of that short block right there. And now let's run a line from here to here. Couple trains on it, and we'll put a supply tower right there. And a museum is headed for Miyoshi to keep it growing. Analysts are worthless. Now, could be highly, highly valuable in a little bit. Museum in Miyoshi. look at our traffic. Good, good, good. And nothing. We got one more we could plug in easily enough. Plums. We're not running plums into Miyoshi. Why don't we do a plum line that maybe goes over here to Okayama? That would be good. Okay. This. Come out of this line. Now let's use our DMAXPA technique here. Go up as far as we can. And then shift click. And isn't that weird how that does that? Go like that and then build off of this over here and it won't work. The angle of the river is just too much. It won't work. We tried. Oops. So we'll just come out like this. Where's our station going to be? I'm going to have to move this one more time. Let this train get in there. There we go. Let's just delete back here. And run track from here to here. And then we should be able to run from here to here. Let's see, we need double track going back this way. We never did get that more passengers research, but come on. And I think we could even, oh, we're almost there. We're almost there on the size. They're growing, they're growing. Anybody else? Okay. Here, 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 here. Put the conductor on there. Hire the rest of these folks. Auctioneer doesn't really help us at this point. Let's pick up this C-51 And then let's go.
What can one say about the private railway companies?
Okay, we made
The
it.
list of shortcomings is long. Lines are only expanded and used if they promise the greatest profits. Delays are the order of business. One company's wagons cannot be used on another company's tracks. Ultimately, it's not even possible to move military troops within a few days from one part of the country to another. And what are the investors doing? They fight over the smallest trifles, and it's almost impossible to get them to cooperate. But not anymore. The Parliament of the Empire approved the nationalization of the railways, and in this part of Japan, it is your responsibility to implement it. You should be clear about the next steps. Which region do you want to clean up first?
Okay, so let's stop right there for this episode. Really good start. We're starting to make some money now, so we can start putting in maintenance, and then we also want to get out. We want to finish off our defenses. We've got a couple of undefended cities out here, and we've got a city here that needs another station. And what else? Yeah. Other than that, we're good. We've got our defenses going on this side, and what else? Yeah, so pretty happy with that. And we didn't really use Roger as much as we could have. We did a few things with his factory stuff, but we could do him more, and we'll see. I mean, we'll get new tasks, and when we get into this, I don't know what's coming when we get over here and start opening up this can of worms with our competitors, but we shall see. But we're definitely going to set up some lines over here to get some good passengers and freight going over here to the west, and also to make sure we have 2 stations in each of these. I think that's what we'll do next, and then worry about maintenance, and all that will be in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.